Ladies and gentlemen, do you hear that? We got sirens coming because we got the number one Florida hockey podcast, the Cats and Bolts. 3, 2, 1.
Nice work, Ben. Nice work, Ben Castro. He is the most fired up producer in Florida, maybe all of the USA. Welcome to Cats and Bolts, everybody. As Ben said, Florida's favorite hockey show. I'm your host, Rod Peterson. You're getting to know Brent Woltman now, and we're very excited to have him in talking hockey. We could call it the good news, bad news episode, Brent, I guess.
Good news and bad news, lots of it, both sides.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so we're live, so I can tell you right now, we're live streaming, so if you got comments you would like to fire at us, we would love to hear from them on the YouTube chat. You can also write us on Twitter as well. Cats and Bolts. Hi, Mark. Hi, Mark. We already got a comment. Listen, Ben, are you ready to read? Are you ready to roll?
I'm ready.
Okay, so you see, Mark?
Hey, Mark, shout out. I love Ben's opening. They're going to keep coming, and they're going to get hotter and spicier every time.
He put a whole 2.7 seconds into his intro today. So we're ready to go. We got breaking news. The NHL releasing the jerseys for the Outdoor Classic. Well, Ben has them ready to roll, but we'll get to them later on. I will tell you that we are brought to you by Unbridled Weddings and Events in Wellington. Name top 10 wedding planners in the USA if you're getting married in South Florida. Look up Bree, and she'll handle all the details. Just relax. And also Cool Bet Canada. They will match your welcome bet bonus up to $200 with a promo code RP200 at coolbet.com. Okay, so Brent Woltman with me. I have a list of questions. We're calling this the Mailbag episode. The viewers wrote in with all their questions over the last 24 hours. But we could also call it the good news, bad news episode. Where do you want to start? Good news or bad news?
I'm more of a good news kind of guy. How about you?
Okay, well, the good news is, are you happy to have the teams at home? I love when the Panthers are in a homestand. Lightning are as well. I love that.
I can tell you one thing. I'm happy that I don't have to stay up until 10 o'clock at night to watch them on the West Coast.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah.
That sucked.
Quite the homestand. It's been good, and it's, it continues to roll. We got 1, 2, 3 more coming, right?
Yeah, we've had a lot of fun games at home here and emotional games. Talked about this with Bill Lindsay last week with Brad Marchand scoring the 2 goals, and then he hit 1,000 points last week, and the Panthers setting a club record with 16 players hitting the score sheet on Monday. So, yeah, there is a lot of good news there, but the fact that they're home is fun. Hello, Lisa, the Bolts fan. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you. I think she came to see Ben. I'm not going to be honest. But she's only human.
What's up, Lisa?
Hey, she's back. Lisa? Yeah. We love it. Okay, the bad news. You're more into it than me. What can you tell us about? This is not a laughing matter. This is mounting injury concerns for the Florida Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it was announced today, I think, at Lusterinen, it'll be out for an extended period. It sounds like he had a little bit of an accident at home. From what we understand, the barbecue he was using blew up, and he suffered some really bad burns. So he's going to be out for an extended period of time. Also, today was announced that Cole Swinton will be out for 2 to 3 months with a broken arm. So the plus side of that is we are going to get our first look at the one and only Jack Devine.
Yeah,
on
skated
Thursday.
today for the first time.
Yep, so they've called him up. So I'm excited to see what he brings to the table. But, man, this injury bug just continues to hit this Panthers team, and it hits hard. I mean, you're looking at now, we were just talking about it before the show started. I mean, Barkov, Tkachuk, Nosek, Kulikov, Lusterinen, Gazovich, Swint, and that's
getting to be too
chunk
much
of the team.
Yeah,
and like you said, I think on the good side of it is it's happening early in the season, and that's really the only plus to this whole thing. Hopefully that this team can be resilient and get through it, and this team will be back together before Christmas at somewhat of a maybe a healthier group and make that push.
Okay. Well, there is the breaking news, more injuries and not good news to the Florida Panthers. Let's turn it over to the viewers now, and then with the time that we have left, we will, I was going to say, we could run down the whole list of injuries, but we only have 30 minutes. It would take 2 hours to do that.
Definitely.
But let's jump right into it. Joey wrote in and says, will the Panthers make the playoffs? I'll be perfectly honest with you. There's this adage, and this is season 3 of this show now. We've been talking about it the past couple of years. You've heard the adage, if you're in a playoff spot at U.S. Thanksgiving, 80% of the teams that are will make the playoffs. You can't go by that, But I don't personally even look at the standings. I don't even really believe the coaches do a whole lot either. To sit and say, will they make the playoffs right now is almost immaterial. Like, you'd have to have a crystal ball to answer that question.
I mean, statisticians will tell you that, yeah, at Thanksgiving, if you're in a playoff spot, you'll make it. But if you look at the conference standings, as I peeked at the other day, they are so tight.
Yeah.
I mean, there's every team in this division right now has an opportunity to make the playoffs with their record and the points on the board. And, I think, I mean, you go with historic, stats, but do I think the Panthers will make the playoffs? I think they will. I think they're going to get healthy, and I think we're all going to see that Panther team.
Lisa's Bolts, they are in a playoff spot. They're in the final wild card spot. I can't believe we're even talking about it because it's way too early for that. But they have the final wild card spot, and the Panthers are 1 point back despite all these injuries. I think the one thing, we go to these games, and hey, the Lightning have been hit too. You don't see their fans talking about it at all. Hedman didn't play here Saturday. McDonough didn't play here Saturday. A ton of guys are out for them.
Seven players from their starting lineup did not play.
Well, there you go. Yeah. And they didn't miss a beat, if you noticed.
They did not miss a beat, and if you had a chance to watch that game last night, they didn't miss a beat there either.
Another Ben has written, and do you want to throw it out there? In all caps?
My brother Rod!
Hey, Ben, saw your parents at the game the other night. Didn't see you, my friend. I need you to send me a photo of you in your brand new goaltending gear that you're getting, and I can't wait to come watch you at Baptist Health Iceplex. So the question, will the Panthers make the playoffs, from Joey? We don't know. But to be honest, I would say yes.
I'm going with yes. There's no reason for me to believe that this team, with the talent that they have, won't make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. And when you watch them, they're still a very good team. So, Lisa writes in from Tampa, or she's a Bolts fan. I'm not sure she's in Tampa, but she says it's too early to say who will go or miss. You viewers are welcome to answer these questions too. Doesn't need just to be us two yappers up here sitting at the desk. Stacy writes in and says, did Bob really get an assist on Monday?
He did, 100%. I watched the replay actually the following day, and it was clear as day. Bob was the second to last player to touch the puck. He fed it to, I think, to Lundell, and Lundell put it to Seth Jones, and Seth Jones rushed up ice and scored.
I'm going back and looking at the score sheet here because it got by me. You're right. It was the Seth Jones goal. It was the Panthers. It was the tying goal.
Yep.
Made it 2-2 with 8 seconds to go in the first period. I must have got up and gone to get some popcorn or something. But I'll say this, that shocked me, and I've said it a million times. I know the Panthers are watching this show, and the Lightning are as well. They treat us so well. They treat this show so well in a variety of ways that I won't even get into. But one is our interview access after the game. So when I went into the dressing room after with all the media, I expected that Bob would be upset at allowing 5 goals. It was a very non-Bob like night.
I believe it was 5 goals on like 12 shots.
Yeah, that too. So it wasn't great. He just had this like a dazed smile on his face because they won. And that night, with that win, he moved into 9th place all time.
He did.
Right? On the wins list, number 1 for Russians. But it was just, and listen, I think we've established, we know that I'm a goalie. Ben Cobbs is a goalie. We have our own union. Just getting the win is the thing. But I don't feel like Bob's big on stats.
I mean, I think that would have been a lot more talk to it if the Panthers didn't win that game.
He wouldn't have been smiling.
No.
He wouldn't have been smiling. But 16 players hit the score sheets. Pretty cool, man.
At this point, they have to find offense from somewhere, and they're getting it from everyone. And that's a good sign. That's a really good sign.
So that's did Bob really get an assist? Yes, he did. And if you're going to hit 16 and set a franchise record and tie an NHL record for players with points in one game, you're going to need your goalie. It would help.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
But there's like 3 or 4 teams that have done that. But it was just an odd night. And before we move on, Canucks didn't look very good, man.
They really didn't.
No.
And, for the Panthers to put up 8, I don't remember what the score was after the first period.
2-2.
2-2. So, I mean, lots of offense. Fans liked it. And the Panthers pulled off a game that I expect them to win.
You played senior hockey, right?
I did.
Yeah, as did I. It's like Canada's minor pro. So that's why I appreciate your analysis here. You know what you're talking about. You wouldn't be on this show if you didn't. Vancouver, this was my assessment from the press box. if it was a skills competition, they'd win every game. But you kind of need to go into the corner and throw a hit and care and make a save.
Listen, the biggest thing that I saw from Vancouver were some of the saves that goalie made. I mean, he made some incredible stops. The one on Mackie Samoskevich was incredible, knifed it out of midair. But yeah, I mean, they certainly did not show up, and it showed.
Well, and that's the thing. I moved around. I can't remember who I was sitting with, but I said, why don't you fire another coach? Oh, I was sitting with Chikrin, Jeff, and he goes, well, they didn't fire Talk. Talk quit.
Like, yeah, well, he wanted to go back to the East Coast.
Yeah. So they didn't fire.
That doesn't count.
Yeah. Okay. Fish. My neighbor Fish writes in with a question. He says, do the Lightning and the Panthers hate each other? And the reason he wants to know is, of course, the first and only hockey game he's ever gone to was the Brawl for It All, the preseason finale, and he thinks every game's like that. So it's a good question from Fish. Bill Lindsay sat in that chair last week and goes, we don't like each other. Do you think they hate each other?
I don't think they hate each other. I think I'm with Bill. I don't think they like each other. They play each other a lot. They're going to play each other and possibly again in the playoffs. They have the last 2 or 3 years. You know, it's a rivalry. That's sports. Best thing in sports is a good rivalry.
And we have it now. I mean, you've been a season ticket holder for how long?
15 years.
So you've seen the worst of it.
We have been little brother for a long time. So it's great to see.
Well, over those years, what you're telling me was there was really no rivalry at all. Like when I got here, which incidentally was 5 seasons ago now, believe it or not, the rivalry was dormant then. They had never met. They had just met in round 1, spring of 2021, for the first time.
Listen, back in those days, I think the only thing teams were excited about were to come to Florida in January, play a round of golf, and get 2 points and leave. So things have gotten a lot better.
Now it's Death Valley.
Absolutely.
For sure. Okay, so there you go, Fish. They don't like each other, but to say they hate each other might be a bit of a stretch. Were you at the Lightning game Saturday? I apologize.
I was not, but I did watch it on TV.
Okay, well, the reason I ask, and Lisa says, by the way, same, Rod. Thank you, Lisa. I said to an older hockey gentleman, that's all I'll say, in the press box Saturday, 2 of them actually, I said, is this the most Tampa fans that have ever come across for a game? Guy looked at me literally and goes, I don't give a frick. The rivalry's there with them, I can tell you that. But there was a lot of Tampa Bay fans there, and I appreciate them for posing for photos on their tailgate and stuff. I hope that the fans certainly get along, but on the ice, they definitely do not. And one other thing, I can't pick a side between this rivalry because I went in the Lightning dressing room after, had the opportunity to interview John Cooper, and we talked about Jack Finley scoring his first career goal on a breakaway, beating Bob on that nifty backhand. And I said, yeah, John, Jack said he blacked out on that breakaway, and he goes, so did his coach. And then he looked and smiled. He's just a nice hockey guy.
You got to love Coop.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How can you not love Coop? What do you think the coaches, what do you think their relationship is? Seems pretty close.
Between Maurice and Cooper? Yeah, I think they have a great relationship. I mean, listen, they're professionals. They've been around a long time. No reason not to have a great relationship.
Yeah. I just wondered when their players were brawling out there, I was like, what are these guys thinking? I still don't know what they were thinking, but it seems to be. They are the 2 best coaches in the game. John Cooper from Prince George, BC. Paul Maurice from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Proudly Canadian. But yeah.
If you ask me, I think they might have enjoyed an adult beverage and had a chuckle about it after the game.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, Tanner writes in with this. He says, are you and Bill Lindsay best friends? I will say of the Panthers media, Bill is the guy that I'm the closest to. There's absolutely no doubt. We do hang out away from these shows and away from the rink. And he's as nice a guy as he seems. Brent's probably my closest friend that's not in the media here. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And I got a great circle here, that's for sure. But Bill Lindsay is in it, and it's fantastic. Stacy writes in. It's a different Stacy. She says, what are your thoughts on the Winter Classic jerseys? They were announced today. Ben, are you able to throw that picture up that I sent you earlier on? This isn't the best.
You ready?
It's not full body, and which is frankly a crime because the Panthers the whole uniform is outstanding. There you go. Eki and the Rangers captain with theirs is so boring.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually really surprised with theirs, how just plain and simple it was. The only thing with the Panthers one that I don't understand is that they're missing the stick.
The palm?
No, the stick with the Panther has it.
Oh, nice. Oh, you throw that back up for a
Yeah,
second?
that is a good attention to detail. I just noticed that too.
I didn't notice that when you said it.
I was the first thing that popped up to me was I love the throwback logo, but it was missing the stick. So, but listen, I think it's cool. I will certainly own one. I guarantee you that my son will own one, as we know. So,
hey, that same Stacy writes in. She goes, "I also love our jerseys. Thank you, Stacy, for watching the live stream. And I'm in love with not only the jerseys, but the old school yellow gold gloves." Right?
you see the pants?
Yeah, I got. Well, that's the thing. If I sent you this, maybe Ben, or you're very good at it. Google Florida Panthers outdoor jerseys, uniforms, and take your time. You don't need to do it immediately. But the Rangers, I saw the report from George Richards from Florida Hockey Now. I guess it's just kind of a rollover of their 100-year jersey, just a small tweak.
Well,
the Panthers are a radical design.
Well, they are. And then it's the Panthers, again, they're 30 years. I mean, the Rangers have such a long, storied history. And that's kind of a throwback to some of their original earlier jerseys, I think. So, listen, in taste, do I hate it? No, I think it's really cool, and it'll be a great all-around event to be at.
I saw George's report that, it was from the Tropical Hockey League. It was an ode to that. Did you see that report?
Something like that, yeah. And then the apple on the shoulder was another big piece of it. So
yeah, I mean, so much thought goes into these. And that's why, except for the Rangers jerseys. I mean, I don't want to be that jerk and criticize it, but it's pretty basic.
It is.
Pretty mid, as the kids say.
Think about it. I mean, over the history of the New York Rangers, there really hasn't been a lot of change. So,
no, and I respect that.
Right.
I really do. Have you found it, Ben?
I think this is the one we're talking. You want to see the full body, right?
If you have it.
I think this looks good. I'm gonna make it.
There's a lot of knockoffs online leading up to this day.
Yeah,
and we talked about this a couple of shows ago, what these jerseys were going to look like. Go ahead.
Is this it?
Yeah.
That's the one.
Oh, my knees just got weak. Now can you imagine them walking down the rubber mat out onto the ice at Marlins Park, Lone Depot Park? Oh, my God. I can't wait.
And it's possibly going to be in the 80s and sunny.
Have you seen the forecast?
I haven't seen the forecast, but let's face it. We're in South Florida in January, and there's definitely that possibility.
Oh, maybe we should rename this episode instead of calling it the Mailbag episode. Call it the Outdoor Jersey episode. Can you do that? Is it too late?
I'll do it right now.
Outdoor Jersey episode as we break these down. Stacy, that same Stacy, she writes in, she says, the stick breaking is definitely a top-tier logo. Kelly Francis has checked in. She goes, that's fire. Panthers, way to go. And I won't even comment about the Rangers. You're not our team, so that's fine. The Lightning obviously have not revealed their outdoor classic jersey yet, but this is just, I couldn't have designed it better myself. And maybe with what Stacy says with the stick breaking, maybe they didn't want to steal that or copy it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I mean, I guess it's its own, right? It's going to be the first one, and it will be unique. There will be nothing like it.
Yeah. Well, and again, I mean, you've been to outdoor games. And that old school look, that those gloves are like the gloves from the 40s, right? The 30s and 40s and 50s. So that's the look there. And they will be selling a lot of these.
I would think that they will be a hot ticket for the holidays for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so January 2nd is the game, Rangers and Panthers at Lone Depot Park, and we can't wait to be there. Since we've got live viewership here, folks, we've actually gone through all of our viewer questions here, and we still have half a show to go. So I would love to go back and forth with the viewers in the live stream and chat about that. And for you, I have written here other NHL notes. My gosh, there's a ton. What's sticking out to you in the National Hockey League these days?
Hey, last night I think they had, 3 players with hat tricks? Young guys. Bedard had a hat trick. Celebrini had a hat trick.
And Jake Gensel of the Lightning.
Jake Gensel had a hat trick. So that stood out to me when I watched the NHL Network this morning. But other than that, I think teams are starting to get into their swing of things. We're getting into the grit of the season, and, teams are starting to show who they really are.
It's the first time in 80 years that 2 teenagers have scored hat tricks on the same night.
Yeah.
And none of us were alive the last time it happened. So I didn't look up both of the names. One of them was Bud Poyle. I could look it up right here from the NHL media site. But do you remember Bud Poyle?
That name does not ring a bell.
He was the old general manager of the Washington Capitals.
Okay.
And so as a teenager, 80 years it's been since two teenagers scored a hat trick on the same night, Connor Bedard and Macklin Celebrini, which, frankly, you didn't watch my TV show today. Were you busy?
I was busy. Working.
Clearly.
Turkey time.
So, sometimes you work?
Turkey time.
Okay.
Listen, these two teenagers are just doing amazing things, and I heard the statement made today that the NHL is in good hands, and watching those two guys last night was pretty incredible.
Well, I mean, I don't know how long these folks that are watching right now have been watching the National Hockey League, but the game, I believe, was broken, and until Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin came along and really saved it.
Yep.
And that was 20 years ago. And it's been great since. And it's like, here's the thing with the young kids now. You just said it. You see the ads, the golden era is now. I feel like Sid and Ovi are like, oh yeah, hold my beer. They're not going away.
Listen, I mean, it's a big year for hockey. I mean, with the Olympics coming up, Sid will be, center stage on that Canadian team. And I would love to see Celebrini and Bedard be on that team. I think it would be absolutely incredible to see that and have those guys experience it with the guys that have been there and done it.
It's interesting. I wonder what kind of play we'll get around here when the Olympics hit. I mean, I wear a bracelet that says one day at a time, so I'm not thinking about when the Olympics are, but I'm not a general manager of an NHL team. You'll guarantee they all are. Like, when is it? Mid-February?
I think, second week of February, okay. I think it starts.
Well, so the reason I bring that up is, what do you think it'll be like around here when that happens? Because the Four Nations face-off, there were hockey fans that were like, what really is this? There had never been a Four Nations face-off. All of a sudden, they dropped the puck, and it's chaos. And everybody loved it. And West Palm Beach was number 7 in markets across America for viewership.
Really?
Yeah, for the Four Nations face-off. Everybody was into it. Do you think it'll hit that fever pitch again around here?
I would like to think so. But listen, we're in Florida. It's the Winter Olympics. So how much interest is there in bobsled and figure skating in South Florida?
I'm just saying hockey.
Hockey, I mean, listen, I think that's going to be a world stage no matter what. I mean, there's so much hype around it. The NHL has grown tremendously in the past 5 to 10 years, and I think you're going to see a huge buzz around it. I don't see how there can't be.
Well, there's a lady, Jackie, a massage therapist here, and she at Massage Envy off 441, and she's working on me. It was like the day after the gold medal final, and she was like, that was a hell of a game last night. I'm like, what sport are you talking about? She was the Four Nations face-off. I said, where are you from? She's born and raised South Florida. I watched the game. What I'm saying is, you were there. We were together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, people went off on that. And the fights got them all into it, and I don't think the Olympics will have that.
Well, that's just it. I mean, I think everybody, after that first game between Canada and the U.S., looked at it and went, oh, my God, this is the best thing ever. And then obviously the second time that they played was just a phenomenal hockey game altogether, ended in overtime. And yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of excitement around it.
Yeah, well, it's fun. There won't be.
And how many Panthers and
but we don't know yet.
I think there's going to be at least, between, obviously you got Getzel is going to be in it, right?
Are we doing
Hagel.
this? Are we doing this today?
Why not?
Okay, it's fine.
Let's talk through it. Potentially, there could be, I think it was Hagel, Point, and Getzel.
Cirelli. Well, Gensel's American. Right. Oh, you're just adding them all together.
Between who could play.
Well, the Panthers had the most of any team.
7, right?
8.
8.
Yeah, and then the Lightning had 5. Oh, Hedman. Are you including all countries or just as Olympians?
Between the Panthers and the Bolts, there could be potentially 15 to 17 players.
Yes, but are we going to get right into this nuts and bolts hockey talk here? Because
the GM, Rod. Let's hear it.
If Connor Bedard and Macklin Celebrini play for Canada, that means somebody's got to come out because neither one of them played in the Four Nations face-off. And who would that be? That's going to be a Sam Bennett. That's going to be an Anthony Cirelli. Yep. That's going to be a Brandon Hagel. Those guys will not be on the team if Bedard and Celebrini are.
It's possible.
Right?
Bedard and Celebrini are the extras. So you got to remember, you're carrying 3 extra guys.
I know, but if you're taking them, I would think you're playing them.
I would hope.
Yeah. That's a really good question. The sucky thing here is Russia still not in it. I understand, and I don't get into politics on this show or any show, but I don't think the Canadian roster needs to change. You know?
I don't think it needs to change, but I think some of these young guys are dictating that it's going to.
Can't be denied. Well, it's just, I was listening to NHL radio this morning, and do you listen to that?
I do, yeah, from time to time.
Scott Laughlin, good friend of mine, the morning host, was like, he goes, it's a slam dunk that Bedard and Celebrini will be on Canada. I'm like, dude, there's no slam dunk until you get on the plane to go over there. And even then, right? And as far as the U.S. goes, Trevor Harris sat in that chair from WKM a few weeks ago. He goes, will Vincent Viola put up a fuss and say, Matthew Tkachuk's just coming back, I don't want you going to the Olympics for health reasons? And I think we've seen and established that the owners are overruled in this.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can't ask a player to not go there, and especially after Four Nations. I mean, God, the Tkachuk brothers were at the center of every bit of it. So, yeah, I don't think that these owners will even open up their mouth and fuss about anything. I mean, I think the opportunity to go and play in the Olympics is, for a lot of these guys, once in a lifetime, and they're going to do it.
Lisa writes in, can I just call you Lisa the Bolts fan, if you don't mind? Can you read the question, Ben? Give you something to do back there?
Yeah, I would love to. That would be great.
This is going to be fun watching him say the names.
Oh, all right. Oh, okay. Russians got screwed. Poor Kutch and Vasi.
Yeah, you got it.
Hey,
that's not bad.
Vasi?
50% is passing.
All right.
That's passing, yeah.
Cooch and Vasi.
Poor Cooch and Vasi. Poor all of us.
I agree as a hockey fan.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Sit on up there.
I agree completely as a hockey fan with you, Lisa.
Yeah, well, I don't think... And Stacy's chimed in. She says, I agree. Lisa's got it. She should be sitting here. Maybe one day she will be. But we all know why. For political reasons, Russia's not there. And I'm the biggest Canadian fan there is. Russia would win it.
Listen,
you're
making me want to go home and watch Miracle. I might do that tonight.
Why?
I mean, the 1980 Olympic hockey team.
Which was the last time that they won the Olympics,
Absolutely.
by the way.
And they have a legitimate chance, and they're going to be a contender. And what a great movie. It gives you goosebumps every time I watch it.
I'm just saying, if Russia was in this, where would they finish?
Gosh, they're going to be there. I mean, from a talent standpoint, they're going to be there. But listen, can't talk about what's not going to happen.
You remind me of my buddy DuPont. You don't want to. You don't want to be nailed down to a prediction.
I'm not taking the bait. I mean, listen, if they were there, I'd be talking about it. They're not going to be there, so let's talk about the contenders.
Well, I think that they would win it. Artemi, I'm not afraid. Sergei Bobrovsky, Igor Shesterkin in goal, Vasi. I don't even know who you start.
I don't either.
Right? Panarin, Ovechkin, Kucherov. Hello. It's over.
Listen, watching Vasi last night, he was on point. You see that 31 shots he had, they won 5-1 and got outshot 2-1.
Yeah. He's not going away.
No. Absolutely.
I'm starting to wonder if we're going to have another season of Lightning Panthers in the playoffs. I'm looking at that 1980 Lake Placid team. Neil Broughton, Dave Christian, Micah Ruzioni. We all know the names.
Yep.
USA. By the way, a couple of guests that I got percolating here on this show. I have a request into USA Hockey to get John Van Beesbroek on.
Beezer?
Who I'm told, somebody can tell me if I'm right or wrong, I heard that he lives in downtown, or he has a place in downtown Boca. I would be shocked if he didn't have a place here. Everybody does.
Not a bad place to live.
Yeah. And the other one is Katie Engelson, which you know.
Yep.
You said, that'll get some viewers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, hey, she sent her regards. She couldn't make it today, Katie Engelson, the host of Panthers television broadcast, but she has promised to come on a future episode.
Yep.
So, yeah, we're looking forward to that.
Also working on Brad Richards.
Yeah, well.
I got you on that one, Rod.
Okay. The Lightning great Brad Richards lives over here on the East Coast. So, yeah, we're looking forward to Brad Richards. So, anyways, the reason I said are we doing this with the Olympic talk is, it's a couple of months away. But they're talking about it in Canada already. And it's funny because Trevor Harris from WQAM, I don't know if you watched that episode or not, he's like, I'd love to talk about it. Nobody around here is talking about it. And I said, why don't they? He goes, because football's being played.
This
right?
is true.
I guess there's just not enough Because the American roster is as juicy as any of the other rosters.
Well, it is, but I mean, the focal point obviously is the Canadian roster, because I would think going into this tournament they're going to be the favorite, which is good or bad. I mean, I'd rather go in as the underdog, but they're certainly going to be the favorite. The U.S. is going to be there. Then it becomes Finland or Sweden.
Yes. Well, again, we got Christmas to what, January. Like, I don't know when they actually name the roster.
I would think it's got to be before the first of the year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Has to be.
Kelly writes in, she says, can we please get Jovo on again? Here's the thing with Jovo.
He's got a good golf game.
Beauty. Well, he's the busiest guy in South Florida. You think a guy's retired. I've had friends that say that the only problem with being retired is you never get a day off.
That's the truth.
So he does all the games on scripts, which when you think about it, it's every second day. And when he's not on there, he's golfing. Or he's speaking at a conference in Miami at UM about
leadership.
Yeah, leadership or sports medicine or something like that. So, and it's funny because before I met Jovo, we were just going back and forth via text, and he's like, I can only come in for 15 minutes. Ben will remember. I can only do 15 minutes. Comes in here for an hour, and we got to kick him out.
I didn't want to leave.
He's like, I didn't realize it was this kind of show. And I'm like, yeah, it's the best. So
Florida's number one.
Yeah, Florida's number one hockey show. Thank you, Ben. And the other thing is he doesn't live too far. Physically, he walked here from where he lives. So it's just getting him is hard. So trust me, I'm working on it. But we got Beezer in the hopper, Katie Engelson, Brad Richards, Ed Jovanovski. I keep trying. I mean, I'm relentless. I am relentless. And the funny thing is the hockey community, as you've seen, you know longer than me, isn't that big around here.
Slim pickings, for sure.
Well, Bill Lindsay gave me a list. I don't know if I told you this. When I first got here, he's like, here's 6 guys. Doug McLean, Jeff Rimmer, Peter Worrell. I went through them. I'm like, give me 6 more. He's like, no, that's the list.
Hey, we got to get Big Pete back in here. He was a good guest.
He's fantastic.
People love him. I mean, he's an icon down here.
Well,
in the Florida hockey scene.
The other thing is they work. Yeah. He's running the minor hockey program, or what we call it in Canada, minor hockey. What do you guys call it?
I don't even know what they call it.
The youth hockey or
youth hockey.
Yeah. So Peter's running that at Baptist Health. He's working during the day. So when they're retired, they're not really retired. But anyways, what do we got? We got the Devils here Thursday.
Got the Devils tomorrow night. They're going to come in ready to go.
Snarling.
They went in and they played, I think, a good game in Tampa, and they got beat 5-1. They outshot Tampa 2-1. And I think that was their first loss, and I think their last 6. So I think they looked at that as a speed bump. They're going to come in here ready to play. Hopefully the Panthers show up, and it'll be the debut of Jack Devine.
Right. Well, it should be one heck of a hockey game. These beat-up Panthers. Let's just remind ourselves they're still a very good hockey team. And even Billy said it last week, and I knew it. I didn't need Bill to tell me. When they really get serious and decide to play, they're as good as anybody, can beat anybody, even without Barkov and Tkachuk. It's just sometimes a little hard to get guys to go empty the tank this early in the season. You know?
Yeah, I mean, but listen, as a group, you see no panic in this team. I think they understand that. And again, we just got to get through these injuries. The lines, I don't think the lines for one game have been the same in the past 3 to 4
How important
weeks.
is that? I wasn't a forward. I was a goalie, so I don't know.
I think from a timing standpoint and an understanding, I think it's very important because, I mean, these coaches, they try all kinds of things early in the season. They set their lines, and you saw Maurice last year kind of change them up, but once the playoffs hit, those lines didn't really change. They were all the same, and you lose a key player on that line, and you're learning the tendencies of a new player, and, your timing's a little bit different, and, there's some things that change with it, but again, it's just a matter of getting healthy, getting this team back together, and, again, I think it's just lucky that it's happening early in the season.
Oh, yeah.
And once they get them back, I think you'll see it. I was really, really impressed with this group on against Vancouver. They went down 2-0. They could have thrown in the towel and just called it a night. They fought back, and they kind of gotten into a back and forth match and put up 8 goals. I mean, when's the last time we saw a Panther team put up 8 goals?
It's happened, but it's been a while.
It's been a while. So an offensive piece was missing.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see that. and they got some big games coming up. We got the rematch of the Stanley Cup final last year on Saturday with Edmonton here.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say, there's still the comeback Cats. That hasn't gone anywhere, right? And
I'd rather be the head Cats than the comeback Cats.
It's a lot easier on the ticker for sure. But
right?
The Edmonton Oilers come in on Saturday. I'm very much looking forward to that game. But the reason I want to say this before we go off the air with the forwards thing, as a goalie, how many goalies that you played with ever really paid attention to what was going on in the room? Never.
They're always in their own zone.
Right. So we're like, we'll just stop the puck and we're good. And I just remember one time the coach coming up to me in front of the whole room. He's like, what do you think about this scheme? I'm like, huh? What? That's why I'm sitting here right now.
Goalies are always they're a special breed, Rod. We'll just leave it at that.
What do you mean? What do I think? You didn't ask. You don't pay me to think.
You got one job.
Pay me to stop the puck. That's
the puck.
it. Yeah. When the clock starts ticking, I start kicking. Okay. Benny, you're looking good.
Oh, thank you, Rod. Thank you,
Rod. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Brent, thanks for coming down.
Absolutely.
As always, appreciate you. We'll see you. If you see us at the rink, please stop and say hi. We love stopping to get photos with the viewers and everything. It's so great. And Benny, we'll see you and your boy Eric next week here on Cats and Bolts. Hey! He
finally!
did it! Finally!
Finally!
Nice
Holy
hands.
smokes! God. Hey, guys.